Patrick Cook here. Well, welcome to session number 19 of our Mastering Mandelbulb 3D Formula tutorial series. Now, in that last session, I was talking about the dIFS formulas. Those are shape formulas. They're not escape time like 3D, 4D, and ADS. All right? They're shapes. Now, and you have basically two columns of these shapes. Now over here I was saying that this last far to the right list is actually DIF shape transforms. So let's see if we can visualize what a transform looks like. All right, I'm gonna clean up my environment here. I'm gonna recalculate. All right. Now we have the same concept as we did with the underscore escape times, where the transform is assigned to the formula slot to the left of, and it will have a transform impact on the formula to the right of it, or after it in terms of the sequence in which the formulas are executed, which in alternate mode is going, the sequence of execution will be Formula 1, then Formula 2, then Formula 3, and so on. That's the sequence, okay? So let's come over here to Formula 1, and let's go find a, how about that? All right, Menger 1 IFS. Now that should be a dIFS transform formula. All right, and let's go to formula number 2, and let's assign, how about, where's that not one that we had? That was pretty interesting. I don't know. Oh, here it is, knots. Knots, there's two of them. Here's this back. All right, let's see what happens. We have a dIFS transform that we know is a transform because we picked it from this column. And we have a dIFS regular shape. Let's see what happens. So punch that. Okay. You can, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. This is the Menger, and I can see the Menger shape in there. All right, go up online, do some reading on the Menger, fractal mathematics. So there's the Menger. So what I've done here is I have used a transform dIFS to have an impact on or transform another dIFS shape. All right. You can't mix dIFS and and escape time formulas. They don't work. They don't work. Let's see if we can prove that. Now let's reset this, recalculate. I'm back to my integer power. Let's try. Let's put an escape time formula in here. Let's just say Beth 322. Let's punch that. See what it looks like. That's Beth. There's no transforms. This is how Beth 322 looks without any transforms or no other formulas being mixed in. Okay. Let's go over here and formula slot number 2, and we're going to pick a, I don't know, let's pick box because we know what box looks like. You'll notice down here, error, mixing of dIFS with other formulas will not work. Error, formula option is not valid. Rule of thumb is you can't mix escape time with dIFS formulas. They're not compatible. They don't work. Don't even bother. Okay? Let me clean up my environment a little bit here and reset. Now, obviously, you can mix 3D, 3DA, 4D, 4A, and ADS. You can mix all those together because they're escape time. And you can mix dIFS together, okay? And the last column, those are transforms. So I would imagine, I don't know if, let's see if I'm right or not. Can you mix two transforms together? dIFS transforms? I don't know, let's see what happens. I think I have a pretty good idea what's going to happen. Let's see here. I'm just picking two transforms. Yeah, didn't like it. Error, no dIFS shape formula selected. All right, so rule of thumb is that you can't have a dIFS transform run without a DFS shape in a subsequent formula slot. What I did is I put two dIFS transforms in here, and that didn't work. That didn't fly. I didn't like it. All right. Let me reset, recalculate. All right. So if I take formula, did I reset? Okay. Calculate. All right. So if I put a dIFS transform in formula slot number 1, and then I put a dIFS shape in formula slot number 2. That should work. All right. No error message down here. That's taken a while. So while that's cranking away, I can't mix escape time with dIFS. I have to, if I use a dIFS transform, the other one, I have to have another formula as a shape, a dIFS shape. All right? The rules are not as tight when it comes to escape time. I can use 3D, 4D, and ADS together in various combinations, and most of the time, almost all the time, I've never seen a problem with mixing escape time. But you can't mix escape time with shape dIFS formulas. Can't do it, won't work. They're just entirely different beasties. Now, what's interesting about let's take the next couple of minutes here and talk about this. The variety of formulas that we have are actually incredible, actually. 468 of these various formulas that are divided up into escape time and shapes. Now, I have some limitations on how I can mix all that stuff, but the limitations are really not very serious at all. Not at all. Given that, I mean, I don't even know what the numbers would calculate to understand the possible variations or the possible combinations of these formulas. I mean, think about this now. You've got 468 formulas that can be combined and mixed into 6 different formula slots that will all be executed. And in addition to that, you have 3 hybrid modes, which we haven't talked about yet, which increases the number of combinations that you can have. On top of all of that, your parameters, your properties can be adjusted. The sky is the limit here. I got 3 hybrid modes to work with. I've got 6 formula slots to work with. I've got 468 different formulas. Most of the formulas have got a bunch of properties that can be modified. You can spend the next 10 years in testing all of those configurations, and you probably won't get them all done. In addition to all of that, I've got the iteration count, max, min, and max iterations. I've got the R bailout that I can modify. All right. Let me put it to you this way. The artistic opportunities that you have in terms of three-dimensional Mandelbrot fractal graphics, the artistic opportunities that you have are incredible with relatively few limitations. You can't mix escapetime with dIFS. I can live with that, okay? So your Mandelbulb creative opportunities are virtually limitless. You probably will never discover a limit to what you can do with the Mandelbulb3D fractal generator. And what is incredible amazing to me is that a relatively few people understand that because they've worked with the Mandelbulb software often enough, trial and error, whatever they've done, and they've managed to produce some absolutely amazing creative work, and in many cases taken it to animation. And the reason they got there is because they kept experimenting and playing with it and tweaking, and then one day, like I was saying, in previous sessions, one day a beautiful graphic pops out at you, and you say, I gotta keep that. I gotta make something of that, either a high resolution graphic or an animation. It's really a process of discovery. And I'll leave you with this thought in this session. The working with the Mandelbulb fractal generator is truly a process of discovering, but the options that you have for creating, mixing, modifying these graphics makes for a very interesting process of discovery. And the more you get to know the Mandelbulb3D software, the more creative you're going to be able to be with it, the more adventurous you're going to be, and the more often you're going to discover some absolutely amazing graphics that you're going to want to take and run with. All right, way over time on this. Here I go gabbing again, but there's a lot to be said for the power of this application, which is, it's like old, but it was like really well done for its day, and it's still working, and we still get a lot of good use out of it. All right, I'll see you in the next session. Let's go get a coffee or something stronger, digest all of this, because as we continue forward, it's going to get even more interesting. We haven't even talked about the hybrid modes yet. All right, I'll see you in the next session.